welcome back to this fantastic show that we call Fan Mail.
Energy levels are hitting.
I'm not well, man. I'm gonna leave you boys to it. Oh, someone just.
Is it possible to catch a virus on the internet?
Yeah.
I'm worried because Danny sounds sick.
I like the fact that Dark Page waited till we came live and then immediately just redeemed the Adventure Bits intro. It's offensive and insulting to me personally, but
They can feel the tides changing, you know?
Yep.
Anyway,
how are you boys?
I'm pretty good.
You know, I have a lot to be thankful for, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a whole bunch of things that I would like to complain about and air them publicly.
Go.
But I'll save you.
No. We got a few couple minutes. Go.
You
can't just put it out there and leave it.
I mean,
a bit. He doesn't have anything. All right, let's see the struggle.
I have something real big. You know how my bike seat broke last week?
I didn't know you had a bike.
We know.
Okay, the bike broke. I ordered a new seat post. I didn't like the seat that was on the bike because it was somebody else's and it was like it was the kind of seat that you put in your butt and not sit on with your butt. So I was going to use my seat on it. So I got the pole. Here's what it was. I got the bike. I brought it home. And it had like a really nice pole and a seat that I didn't like very much. And I got it at about 5:30 p.m. I think on Monday after we had hung out. And then the next morning, somebody stole my bike seat. The entire pole.
The very next morning.
I don't know when it happened, but I got home with it at about 5:30. And by the time in the morning, I think it was still there because I didn't see it. But I walked punkered about 3 p.m. and somebody had stolen my bike seat. Not the one that I liked, the one that was bad, but they took the whole pole. So I didn't have
post or the new post.
The new post on the new bike.
Oh.
People just steal anything, man.
Well, it was a quick release. I was so happy. I was like, oh, a quick release bike seat. I can't wait to be able to adjust it on the fly and do whatever I want. It didn't last even close to 24 hours
and
at
it was
my apartment.
Parked on the side of the house there?
The same spot that I've parked my other bike for over 10 years. Yeah. And in less than 24 hours, the bike seat was stolen. It makes me so mad.
I mean, what would you get for a bike seat? But... Like, if you fence a bike seat, like, what are you going to get for that? Like, a couple of dollars?
$10,
$10,
which is, a nice hit a snack.
For 10 seconds of work, it's not bad.
No, it's really good. I don't get paid for how many dollars an hour is that for 10 seconds of work? It's a quick release bike seat, which never again.
It's 60.
A
minute.
60 a minute. That's what I was gonna say. That's and nobody knows the answer to how much an hour. But I've been doing the bike tours and working at the bike shop for on and off, not every day, but on and off for like 5 or 6 years. Every bike on there has quick release. I have never been on a tour or had any person return to the bike center and say that somebody stole their bike seat. Right?
Well, I guess it isn't your problem if they did, right?
And on top of that, their seats were way better. The seat that they stole with the bike post had like rips in it, and it was like it was not a good bike seat. It was the worst part about the bike. But the pole I wanted. Because now I haven't been able to ride my bike yet.
So you need a new pole.
There's a simple solution for all of this. Have you tried not living in a shithole?
No, I've lived in this shithole longer than I've lived anywhere else in my whole life.
Okay.
I've lived in this apartment longer than I lived in any place in my life.
That doesn't mean anything. I've been doing this thing.
My shithole.
How many bike seats?
Over and over again.
No, but seriously, like, how many bike seats do you have to get through before it doesn't become worth the cheap rent? Because, like, if you're getting such cheap rent.
Well, cheap rent is so relative.
Yeah. Well,
like, you can go to Bakersfield. Like,
if they have to steal like 1,000 bike seats before he loses out on the deal. He might
all I gotta do is
right?
not have a quick release bike seat now. So I've already bought the piece. And here's the other problem: is I guess I'm kind of an idiot. I bought so I didn't know what size the pole was because they stole the pole. I tried to measure it and it was really difficult to see because inches and millimeters and blah, blah, blah. But there was the quick release. And when I pulled the quick release off, it gave me the measurement to that. So I bought the quick release thing with that measurement. And then I just caught the pole that had the same, like basically the same number as the quick release. Turns out I needed to get it smaller than the quick release because the pole, has to go inside the sleeve. So they sent me another pole, but it was too big to put in because it was the same exact size.
Don't confuse imperial and metric, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we can't just have a universal. And I'm totally happy to get rid of whatever garbage America uses because millimeters and all whatever's done by hundreds and decimals is better than 12s.
Well, it's not even just 12s.
It's just confusing. Let's just get a nice, simple system. It would be
way simpler if it was just like in sets of 12. That would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
but it's not that.
So, but you know what
my old dad used to say: measure twice, cut once, James. So. Don't forget to measure your pole correctly next time, my friend.
But the problem was I didn't have a pole to measure. I was just like, I didn't know how to. If I would have had a millimeter, I don't know how.
Measure the pole hole and make sure what the hole is, and then.
Well, that's what I was trying to measure, but without a millimeter, like I didn't have anything that had that measurement. And when I measured it and put it into the little Google calculator thing, the numbers were none of the numbers I was getting were the same numbers that I was being offered to purchase size of pole. So I was like, well, I'll just get the one that's the same size as the sleeve I just took off, which I guess I should have thought about. And I kicked myself afterwards. Of course it needs to be smaller than the thing. But I was just like, oh, it's the 3-point whatever. And like, that just must be across the board what I buy.
Well, is the bike back in commission at least? Not yet.
No, this happened. No. Now he's got to do it all over again.
Now I got to do it all over again. So the pole should be here today at some point in time.
Okay.
I have class tonight, so I'd like to be able to ride my bike to class. Because last Monday, when I had to ride my bike to class, it cost me $11 to park. $11 for parking.
Isn't the bus is like $1? Why don't you just take the bus there and back?
I should have, but I didn't realize how, because the first 90 minutes are free, and then they fuck you. And like after that, they just F you.
What, the bus is free for 90 minutes?
No.
Parking is free for 90 minutes.
Ah, I see.
Parking's free for 90 minutes, but my class is 3 hours, and there's also a little bit of time before the class and a little bit of time after that I have to drop off keys and stuff.
The bus is fine. You meet all kinds of wonderful people on the bus.
I love the bus.
All the friendly people are on the bus.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, James might sit next to you on the bus.
What's nice is what I'm thankful for is over the entire weekend, it never got hotter than 80 degrees in Venice. And everywhere else, pavement is burning and like being lit on fire.
Beach.
Oh yeah. I mean, all of this area that we're at, this beach area, it stayed nice and cool. Everybody else cooked. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
Or they won't.
So,
thank you guys for letting me air my grievances. I'm ready now. Well,
it was a singular grievance, but you're very welcome.
Well, also that it was a singular grievance about other people, but there was also the grievance about my own mistake of ordering the wrong pole.
Well, I guess that's a double.
And my grievance about the parking.
Well,
there's a few grievances.
It's all tangentially related. It's all about the fact that someone stole your bike seat. You don't know how to get to class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bus.
I mean, there's a bus.
Yeah. Right, momentous news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We have finally come to the end of Elden Ring. We will go through this week's comments. Spoilers. Well, everyone should have seen it. I didn't know that. You didn't know that. You were there.
Not spiritually or mentally.
That's fair.
His physical carcass was there.
Husk.
Yeah,
your husk.
So I guess it's fair to say that before we get into this week's fan mail, that you should watch the most recent Elden Rings before because Otherwise, we're about to spoil what we just spoiled, which is we get to the end of it, I suppose. But also, it means that we have a winner for the controller competition.
That's true. Have you contacted them yet?
I have contacted the winner. Yes.
There's gonna be some sad people out there.
There's going to be some sad, upset people who didn't win the controller, I'm afraid to say. But one did. So,
can we just send them my old one and I'll get a new one?
Yeah, me too. Can we send them both our old ones? Get a new one? I thought that my controller broke, but it did not.
Have you huffed your brand new custom controller already?
Brand new for me lasts 1 week. It is not 1 week
rattle
old.
back and forth when you shake it.
The one that you promised you weren't going to use because you said it was so beautiful, you just thought of it as a display piece and that.
This one? I use it as a doorstop sometimes.
Gee, right. Well, hold it up to the camera so that people can see. This is what they've won.
Not to hold the door open, but to hold it from slamming shut. I just put it in the jam.
Oh, I mean, Hugo's got a good
just
point, actually. We could send your old one, but if you signed it, then it's got a signature on it. It should be signed, yeah. And that's actually not a terrible point. Hugo's got
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to sign something like that as a notary public of California.
That's true.
Ooh.
Anyway, hold the
That makes
controller.
it even more valuable.
Let people see what they've
Doesn't mean
won.
anything.
Because I haven't got mine. Mine's over there.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if it'll.
Yeah, we can see it as long as you hold it in front of your face. So it's in the green screen. There you go. Look at those. Look at those beautiful custom GameFront controllers. For some reason,
what
James has
it's
got
kinda
different.
like-
Moisel on it.
I haven't got
I
mine.
use mine. I use mine as a stress ball, but instead of a stress ball, I try to twist it in 180 degrees.
James, did you change the colour of the sticks on yours?
What?
Because you've got
wait,
black sticks. They should be
yeah.
orange sticks.
Oh, he's probably got some generic like rubber toppers that make him think that he's going 100 miles an hour.
Some
Listen,
shenanigans
you
going on
guys aren't major league gamers, and you don't have twitch reflexes. If you want to be able to really, you need. I think they're called Game Freaks or something. But yeah, they make me play a lot better.
I knew it.
No. Video evidence of that?
Every video I've ever done of anything shows my clear advantage. It's almost cheating to have those nubs on
Is
it.
that why your fingers are always slipping off the controls?
No, I don't know what's wrong with myself, but I rub. It's like it's a wishing stone of some sort, and I rub the outer layer of whatever's on there off. So all of a sudden, hard plastic underneath that soft rubber shows up. So I have to put those on. Every controller I get, PlayStation, Xbox,
Jesus.
it's awful.
Gee, okay.
And
so,
I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. I mean, I'm going to tell all my stories and then sit silent with Morgan, but I played a lot of Elden Ring this week because I've been dying to play the game without being without recording it. And I was able to beat Marguerite. I beat what's the next big one? Not Godfrey, but huh?
Is it not?
Maybe it is. Who's the end boss is Godfrey, right?
no.
Who's the guy that does all of the arms appendages all sewed to him? He's the guy. He does all the grafting, the skin grafting of arms. He's got all the dangly arms off his body. Is it Godfrey?
Jeez,
Who's
Louise.
the last boss in the game?
Godfrey.
That's the last boss in the game. This other guy, Godric. Why is there Godric, Godfrey, Godillo, Godibidi? Like, can't they just
Margrove?
Can't they just have names like Jari, Army?
Listen, take it with George, right?
Yeah. But anyways, I was able to, in about 3 hours, get all the way through Godric. I died
3 hours?
Wait, from the beginning? Or do you mean just 3 hours to do that one boss?
No. The whole thing. I was able to do maybe 60 hours of our walkthrough in 3 hours. I beat all the way up to, and I did a whole bunch of other stuff too, but I beat Godric. That's the last thing I did. Crushed him. Probably died 10 times, which surprised me I died that many times. But I mean, I'm loving the game. It is so much better now that I don't suck at it.
You should play the game on your own and record it, and then you should commentate on it later, rather than trying to commentate on it at the same time as playing it, frankly.
Maybe.
It's your downfall. Anyway,
Twice the work, half the views. That's what I say.
Yeah. That's that's the way we roll. Anyway, let's reveal. So just to confirm that the final death count, as far as we understand it, was 926.
Yes, 926.
Disgusting.
I would like to congratulate you on coming
thank you.
under 1,000 deaths. I would like to commiserate you on coming over 100 deaths more than me.
Is it really that many more than you?
Yes.
And you beat all of the bosses like I did?
Yes.
He did more than you
Oh,
did.
Jesus. More? I thought I did it all.
No.
Oh.
No, you ended early and with a lot of help. There's going to be a big asterisk on this W for a long time. I'm not going to go in too hard on you because I'm going to leave it to Dark Page, but...
Well, you did Millennia,
Yikes.
so there's that. So you did okay, I guess.
Did he? Who did Millennia?
Well, Tish, I suppose, but I mean, it's but it's still it's the.
He helped just a Tish.
Yikes!
Well, it's a chick, so we'll get there when we get there.
926.
That's what I said. She helped just a Tish. I said she.
No, you can't gaslight
well,
us like that because we all heard it, James. You can't just suddenly change your pronouns.
I'm gonna kill you guys.
Anyway, the point...
you don't know what's going on. You're gonna kill us.
I said she.
It's on the. They can just rewind and listen to it again.
Yeah,
please do, guys.
Let us know in the chat. Did he say he or did he say she? Please let us know in the chat.
No, because then they're gonna gaslight us, and then James is gonna get all hyped up, and then.
Anyway,
all right.
It's 926 was the final.
Too.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, no. I haven't. Listen.
Moving on.
Let me finish. And jeez, Louise.
I got places.
Dying,
baby.
Dying over her.
Are you jealous of my new shirt?
No, you can't try and rush things along and then change the topic. But I do like your new shirt. It's very nice. Is that you? Is that you and James playing in the sand?
Subtle brag. Not all of us have girlfriends.
What, is that actually you two?
No, it's from the Clone Wars. It's Anakin.
Oh, I can't.
Padme.
Oh, I thought it was two people at a wedding. Looks like Mitch's wedding photograph.
Padme when they're hiding out and he's the bodyguarding her.
Oh. Which shop did you get that from? Not the Disney store, I see.
You got it from Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
Oh, Hot Topic.
It says I don't like sand.
God, I miss being a child. Like it's kind of a burn, but I actually started that with the fact that I really liked Hot Topic as a kid. That was such a fun place to hang out.
Just because you're dressed to go to a post-work cocktail mixer doesn't mean you can start talking trash to people.
Oh man, am I hot? What's weird is it's like
can't wait to talk about spreadsheets. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a polo if you're going playing golf.
I'm not playing golf,
fun, by the way. Yeah, James isn't allowed to play golf.
Isn't allowed or doesn't know how?
Isn't allowed.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
You said you were good.
Doesn't know how when he's banned from the golf club. So,
no, we do need to go golfing.
I cannot wait.
We are actually, all joking aside, we are actually old men and we like to golf. So,
yeah, it's what I spend most of my time on. Honestly,
no, stop.
Almost every weekend I'm out on the golf course.
Where do you go? Westchester,
the Pavilion,
Penmar.
Do you?
No, Morgan.
Oh,
I want to lie, but I can't lie to you. Let's lie to our friends and lie to the strangers, but we can't lie to each other.
Wow. Hear that, strangers? Jesus Christ.
I said our friends and strangers.
Yeah, it's up to you guys to parse out which one you are.
Oh, they know. They know.
Danny?
Stranger.
Right. 926. So the winner of the GameFront controller won with a guess of 927. So they were off by just one death.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the winning guess was 927, and the winner was everyone's favorite Liz Destic, who you'll probably find lurking around our Discord server more often than the comment section. But
if they're online, could we pull them in and ask them?
They're not here.
They're not here. Sad.
At least it was one of the basketball guys, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's all I care about.
I will be honest and say that
3
I think Liz Destic, because I have let him know already, and frankly he just like pulled that guess out. Like he said he did some sums and maths around it based on previous videos and how many deaths you'd had so far and stuff. So he says there was some skill involved. I reckon he's just had a very lucky guess.
Here's what I think. I think he sold his soul to the devil, and he cashed in on a GameFront controller, and said, I believe it was the devil who made me die as many times as I did die. I probably could have gotten it done a lot quicker, but I was under his devil's curse.
It is true. Yeah. Dark Page, it was your arch nemesis, I'm afraid, mate. So unfortunately, you didn't win the controller, even though you've had that guess in your avatar for the best part of a year.
And it's pretty accurate. And I think that if James had beaten more bosses, obviously it would have gone up. And if he had not discovered Tish, it obviously would have gone up.
I mean, I would have never been able to beat it in under 1,000 deaths without Tish. I'll say that much. Starting over, if I had the chance now, I bet you I could beat the entire game in less than 500 deaths.
I would hope so. Jesus.
I mean,
you hope so.
500?
Jeez.
Shut up.
Oh, that hurts. And no less than 600 hours. How long do you think it would take you? 60 hours and 500 deaths?
I don't know. I'm kind of figuring that out right now. I beat Godric in about 3 hours. I don't know exactly how long it took me to beat Godric last time, but I'm sure that we could just see like whatever that is, that ratio's the rest of the game, you know?
I thought I would do some honourable mentions and some honourable dismentions. Or dishonourable mentions, I guess. The next closest guess was Amazing Jays with 939. So
wow.
So very sad.
Dark Page didn't even take second?
The Dark Page didn't even take second. In fact, there was Snarly Cheese. I don't know Snarly Cheese, but someone named Snarly Cheese. Snarly Cheese made a guess of 960. Harvey did 968. So that was next, and then after that we had actually it was Steve the Ghost who did 987. And then it was Dark Page's 996.
Jesus.
So
Dark Page wasn't anywhere in the ballpark.
Yeah, so Dark Page was a good 5 people.
I don't know why I have felt the worst for Dark Page the whole time. I was secretly kind of hoping that he'd be the one that won.
Yeah,
I had no idea there were so many other guesses that were so close.
Guess.
I think the problem was like Dark Page put his guess out pretty early, so everybody else just lowballed Dark Page on the guesses. They're all in like the high 900s, but just a little bit lower, and so I think that's what's happened. Sorry, Dark Page, you kind of tipped everyone off.
It's just crazy because I really did not know I was that close to the end. I thought because I was told there was going to be another 3 weeks of games of videos.
I didn't know that, and we can talk about this on the video, but I didn't know that the last 2 bosses are specifically weak to Tisha's Black Flame.
And
so when they started melting them, I was like, ew, this is not good. Because if you would have had to fight them straight up, we wouldn't be having this conversation right
now. I do feel disappointed in myself. I just didn't know. I didn't know either.
Well, let's talk about it when we get there.
Let's
get through this Rogue Legacy too.
Let's talk about. Well, no, I just wanted to mention quickly the people who had no faith. Nice Strings. Nice Strings thought you'd do it in 1,174.
What?
That's accurate.
That's the highest guess. The lowest guess was 97, but I think that was possibly a typo. Because you'd already busted that. The next actual lowest guess was Spartan with 775, but again, I think that would have been ambitious at best. So Spartan had a lot of faith in you, which you didn't. But yeah, everybody else was kind of in roughly the same area. Between 811 and
maybe Spartan thought like so. we had been doing a long con and we were good. We like had some videos banked up that I had just beaten the boss really fast and he was just trying to get ahead of us.
Yeah,
because that is a strange guess.
Yeah. Mm. There is a controversy over the Mimic Tear and the Tiche situation and whether things should count as double deaths or not, but we don't know how to run a contest. Right, so let me transition. This is Rogue Legacy 2. How's Rogue Legacy going for you, James?
I haven't. I love it. But Returnal is such a better game, so it's hard for me to go back to that one when and I didn't get a chance to do much videos last week. I had a lot of problems. A lot starting to do with that stupid bike and having to go pick up the bike. But yeah. My goal is to record a whole bunch of Returnal, and I feel like if I flood the channel with Returnal and Rogue Legacy, people will be annoyed with it.
Potentially. Can I ask you a question?
Because they're both
Oh no, yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're both roguelike games.
Yeah, so I was gonna say how similar are they philosophically? Because visually they don't look anything alike. I guess if you had to pick one, then Returnal would be the one you'd stick with. See.
Yeah, Danny does sound different today.
Okay.
He's sick.
I had COVID again this week, so that's why I wasn't. But, I like to think I'm not ununderstandable.
No, it's fine. Your voice just sounds like deeper or raspier, I guess. It's a slight tonal shift.
Thank you. I think.
Can we do this Ragu Legacy 2 comments?
Spartan James coming Legacy in 2. Hard with that. I'm definitely not stealing from personal storage units vibe. What? What's that in reference to? The way he was dressed, the way he was speaking, what was?
It was probably. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I think what it is that I was probably breaking boxes and taking stuff out of them in the game.
Probably. Ice, you can spin kick in the no jumping puzzle rooms, and the treasure rooms usually have equipment blueprints. Ice again, 941 to 1006. James tries so hard to shoot that eyeball. I'm assuming he misses.
This game is hard. Okay, I suck.
You see that line, right?
Yeah, but I can't get the line to move to where I want it to be fast enough because of the blue. And look at how much health I have. That's why I'm being so careful. One hit is going to kill me.
Rubber stoppers on the top of your sticks?
That's the new PlayStation controller. I don't have the rubber stoppers on, which is the problem.
Were you in Sedona that day? Because you've got
I was in Sedona that day.
Kind of got the Godfather blinds going on behind you.
The higher the sticks are, the more accurate they are. So if you got them up here and you're moving around with your full hand, they would be down at the bottom in the axis. They would be more accurate.
I'm absolutely thinking about getting full arm extenders, but then I got to use my toes to push the buttons, which I'm not sure I'm as good in my toes.
Do you have an ongoing feud with the color blue in video games, James?
The color blue? No. Why? Because I was out of FP in that game?
Potentially.
Ice tip. 1 point in everything before getting upgrades to unlock everything as soon as possible. There's also options in the options that make using dodge, 2-button dash, and spin kick easier. Single button spin kick.
Yeah.
Sick.
That would help a lot. I did not know that. Because the way that it's set up, it's not easy to get the spin kick.
This is from Ulasal's botnet. James, still not knowing who Diogenes is, won't endear him to Morgan. What the frick, man? I've told you that story 8 times.
Who's Diogenes?
I'm never going to tell you again. You have to look it up because you will never learn unless you put the effort in. I know you're not going to, but it's not going to be on me.
Well, are you sure it's not pronounced Diogenes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then we have Rogue Legacy. I had mistyped how to spell Rogue Legacy at first. I don't remember. Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, it's right there. You put Rouge Legacy.
That's how I spelled it. Yeah, that's how I spelled it.
Rouge Legacy. What in the world are you talking about?
Wow. 11. Glad to see you jump back in for more fun viz. Jams.
Yeah, and I made a misspelling of my name on purpose to kind of like,
Sure you did. Sure.
I mean, I always spell my name like that in certain scenarios.
Which ChatGPT response would you like for this comment?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
No, you love it. Great to see. Right. Well, that was that done. This is State of Decay 2.
Oh shoot! Zach and Danny's friendship is in a state of decay.
It's
also too.
It's I know. Well, it's it's like reality
Jesus,
TV, isn't it? Like
game audio.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, he's. I don't know.
I didn't hear anything weird about it.
I didn't hear anything weird about it. He just
my freaking girlfriend roasted me this weekend. Ooh. She showed me a clip on TikTok of a show called Too Hot to Handle, which I don't know if you guys know, but was very addicted to Love Island. I've watched all but the last season.
When you say was, you mean you've given up Love Island?
Yes.
Is that because you were forced to giving it up, or has it just gone downhill?
It's just gone downhill. It's become too formulaic. So she introduces me to this show called Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle has 5 seasons. I'm freaking stoked. We're watching it. We watched like 7 episodes this weekend. Just straight chilling, watching it. And I'm a pig in poo. Like, everything's perfect. It's like they've recaptured the drama of Love Island and packaged it up in another package, and everything's going great. It's like I've rediscovered my addiction. And then at episode 7, above the little cursor before it starts the next episode, it says that there's only one more episode. But we're only halfway through the season. Apparently that season is still happening, and so now I have to wait for the entirety of the rest of the season to come out, and I only watch them after they're all out so I can binge watch them. I forget how this started, but I'm mad.
You said she roasted you.
Yeah.
You said she roasted you. Well,
yeah,
how did she roast you?
I was like, what the heck? And she's like, yeah, it's still coming out. I didn't know how to tell you because you were so into it. I didn't want to.
Oh, so she didn't warn you.
Yeah. She destroyed me. I'm sweating thinking about it.
Oh,
was it a joke that there's a show titled Fuckboy Island?
No, that's real.
That's a real show.
Sick. It's disgusting. Wait, no. I'm thinking of... Is that the one I'm thinking of? There's one... I'm thinking of like MILF Island or whatever it is.
MILF Island, Fuckboy Island. It is just crazy. How do you like...
MILF Island? MILF Island is insane. I've never watched it, but I've seen clips of it. It's mothers and their sons, and they show up.
No.
And then the sons are trying to hook up with the other mothers. Yes.
That's so sad. That is trash TV. Get ready for tons of it with the actor strike going on.
Yeah.
That's all totally okay. That does not at all violate.
It's more than okay if you ask me.
Ugh.
Zach is Real Boy Jesus, the game audio. What happened, Denny?
There was nothing wrong with it. That's what I don't understand. He's not here to explain himself. So, and I asked him in person, and you didn't seem to know. So I just genuinely don't.
You know.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Pelagius.
I think he just says that on a lot of videos.
He's never happy. I've never seen him happy.
But the good news is the one thing that makes him happy is a reason to be unhappy.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
you made his day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure he's gonna get in here and roast me now because I made him happy with a reason to be mad.
Pill,
Zach. Hey, Danny, want to play a effing zombie game?
Exactly. He likes his zombie games as well. I like zombie games too. I don't think I like State of Decay as much as I enjoy Dead Island 2.
It's because he likes weak NPCs. Yeah.
No, I mean,
get him in here. I'm gonna roast him.
Jesus. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but yeah, no, I mean, I like State of Decay 2, but I think I like Dead Island 2. State of Decay 2, I think either by virtue of its age, but also it has indie vibes sometimes. Like, you know, the motion capture isn't that great. Things like that. Pill says 120 finding system. Maybe start a whole new naming convention by Gamefront. I don't understand.
I mean,
Let's
we
see
could
it.
watch the clip.
We could watch the clip.
No, let's guess.
It's a lot of effort.
Refugee camp with no refugees. Looks like they left all their stuff too.
The finding system is clunky.
It's me. The finding system. Well, what I was trying to say was, is like when you try and find, I figured out why now. You know, like when you do
found
search.
Adams.
Yeah, when you
Reds,
find
I'm
out,
gonna
like
build
when you
us a
find out,
workshop.
like when you do
It's a
search,
refugee camp with no refugees. Looks like they
it
left.
fills up a little bar, and you can make it go faster through a fast search. Looting
This
is
is
what I
Wasn't
was
that one of the-
going for.
Wasn't that one of the lines from Alanis Morissette's song?
Potentially.
A refugee camp with no refugees. No,
But I think
isn't it ironic? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, what?
No, I don't know.
but the mechanic is that you have to search slowly because it doesn't make any noise. And if you do a fast search, there's a percent chance that you might make a noise and that'll trigger the zombies. So that's what it was. I understand it now. 4140, I'm with Zach on this one.
Mm.
No.
You wanna pontificate what it is?
Can't be good if Zach's saying it, but we'll find it. I think it's based on what I'm seeing on the screen. I think he's going to roast me for my driving skills, but we'll see.
Makes sense. Yeah, fucking let's do this. Like slow, steady wins the race.
He was
I'm not
complaining
gonna
that I
hear
was
anything
driving
this
too
time, okay?
recklessly.
Drunk?
I'm driving,
He
right?
could have
So
taken a right
I
there,
thought
pretty
I
sure, to
was.
get backflip.
He was complaining about the fact that I
That's
was
good though.
driving like too dangerously, so I decided to drive carefully, and now he's moaning about that. I mean, look at this precision reversing, you know.
This is the sense of British humor that no one appreciates. Not even. What are you doing?
Anyway.
That's pretty funny.
Why is his name in the game? Did you name yourself Zach as a real boy?
No, it's a co-op game, so he's sitting in the passenger seat of the car
Oh, and he just doesn't have his hands on his controller because you're driving.
because I'm driving. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He could have helped to shoot the zombies out the window, I think, but doesn't matter. Mad Mikey B says, Zach, keep the website's name out of your effing mouth. What happened there?
There it is.
I wish there was a
I don't know.
timestamp, but my guess is that he didn't want the timestamp because he doesn't want that part. Was he talking about Gamefront? Like, don't say Gamefront?
I'm guessing at some
Yeah.
point. I'm guessing at some point.
I think anytime any of us says the website, I think that's what we're talking about.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I was going to say he must have thrown shade at the website at some stage, but
Yeah.
I don't.
That's- And I believe that that's a reference to Will Smith saying, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth."
Yeah.
Unless
yeah.
that's a phrase that a lot of
No,
people
it
say.
is.
No.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, uh-oh.
Sweet. Well, speaking of Returnal,
Oh my god, I love this game.
yeah, it
Eternal One.
was fun to see you pick it up. I enjoyed Returnal when I played it, and are you playing it on the PlayStation? Well, you must be, right? Because you couldn't get it to work
Yeah.
on PC, I think.
I couldn't get it to work on the on the PC laptop.
Ice 938. MC Baba Heen into his house, spitting them
Mhm.
bars.
Do you do a little rap?
Yeah, but this one's, kind of like it locked and loaded. Nope. Yeah,
You really do look like the Godfather, like you're in silhouette. It's ridiculous.
Like soul to soul. Don't mess with James Heaney because it's in control of the gamepad. No one's in charge of me. A Xenotech gate secured with a lock mechanism.
Tailed off at the end
pretty
there, but
good.
it was pretty good.
Well, it was. I don't know what it's from, but it's something, and I just changed it to control. And
We can't praise him just because he used a slightly different beat one time.
yeah, I never.
Mikey Little Sharer, have fun, James. This game is incredible. Ice, why does the fly like James? James is saltine. Saltine, like a saltine cracker.
And that's why. And flies
Fly
like
like
salt,
Yeah.
right?
Ice, how does the controller feel?
So,
Raindrops
oh,
and
that
shooting feel
that is in
great,
reference.
MIO.
can I just say this is what they're talking about? There's a fly that was in Sedona for like 2 or 3 days, and it was one fly that would harass me. It would like it would like bang against my head and like get in my way in my eyes. It was awful. It was. I thought flies lived for like 1 day, but this fly was there for like 3 days. But that's what it's.
One time when I was I guess I was in high school, we were all sitting around lighting candles, and a fly flew right into the candle bowl as somebody was lighting it,
No.
and it roasted its wings. And we were all horrified. And we take this little fly, and I put him up on my nightstand. I gave him like some sugar water and stuff. He was there, it felt like, for a very long time, and we would just hang out with him because we feel bad for him, feeding him and chilling with him. He was tight. He didn't have a name. Did you try taking a shower?
No.
Oh. Ice, how does the controller feel? Raindrops and shooting feel great. IMO? You like that DualShock?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. The number one complaint is the battery really only lasts like 2 hours. Like realistically, 2 or 3 hours at the most.
It has an internal battery?
Yeah. And you can't replace the batteries. You just charge it. And there's a couple other problems I have with it. When it's working, it works great. But when you don't know what's happening, there are certain times that like it feels like your triggers are broken. And I was like, oh man, I screwed up my triggers. I forgot what game I was playing. Maybe it was Jurassic Park. It was a game that just didn't feel like it should have anything going on and the triggers were locking up. But when I turned off some of the effects on it, the triggers worked fine. There's actually like, and it's a cool idea. I just wish that they made it a little bit more obvious what was happening, but they have like a resistance that's added to the trigger. So like in Returnal, if you have it on, when you bring the trigger down to a certain spot, it'll kind of stop. It won't stop you if you press really hard, but it stops, and that's how you do regular shooting. And if you trigger all the way down, you get like a secondary fire. But if you turn it completely off, then there is no resistance. So you have no idea where to stop for each of the parts. It's hard to explain.
I think I know why that battery is burning out so quickly.
Yeah, I think so.
Doing all this haptic feedback crap.
It's weird haptic feedback. I like the idea of it, but I would rather it like only like the part with Returnal. That's kind of cool. I don't need it in almost any other experience that I've been having it.
Craptic feedback. I see what happens when you don't have Zach to remind you of game mechanics. Wow, 11. I hope Returnal is ready for the Heen. I don't think it's going to be ready for the Heen. Here's to hoping we have a new series.
Lilligate
Great.
looks super smooth, which is good.
Yeah.
Shooter1 says, great video, James. Great video. Thanks, James. Very welcome.
Very welcome.
Very welcome.
Uh-oh, Pill had to drop the hammer. Here we go again. Roguelike game usually has procedurally generated levels, and you always start from scratch every run. Roguelite also procedurally generated levels, and you technically start every run from scratch too, except you have meta progression that accumulates and carries over between the runs. 131, Zach is GameFront's sugar daddy?
I made a thank you to Zach for the PlayStation. This delicious PS5 delivered from the great Zach Dant. There's no audio issues at all.
Good job, Zach.
It does look good.
I mean, technically you didn't gift it to you, but that's okay. It still technically comes from...
James would have never said yes to it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And Zach sent it to me under false pretenses.
Did he?
Yeah.
What? Explain.
He said that it was gonna that there was like a kid around the house that was like messing with it and was gonna break it, and he wasn't using it, and then
he bought you a brand new one.
He was just gonna get rid of it. Yeah. So he sent it to me, and then he bought a brand new one because he's like, "Oh, I need a Blu-ray player."
Yeah.
Which is BS. He lied to me on 2 counts. He just wanted to send it, which is he's a sweet boy, but like
did
got him.
Pearl says, so James was wooed away from Rogue Legacy by Butt Cheeks, MD, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Erin heard me say this, and she thinks I'm a sicko.
Well, she would be right.
See these cheeks.
Ooh,
though,
she's
just
got a
for
nice
science.
butt. I didn't even notice till now.
Jesus.
Oh,
Setting
wowsy.
us back 20 years.
I
I
mean,
like that it
I
sounds like
didn't-
you're in an auditorium too. Is that an effect
Yeah,
you
I
added
mean,
on there?
yeah, it was the effect.
If you get the mic and you put it like closer to your mouth, it does better sound.
Yeah, I mean, I totally know these things. Oh, I've got a new microphone coming next in like a week and a half.
Which one
But
do you
yeah.
get?
I got the Shure. It's almost the best microphone in the world, but it's the podcaster's version of it instead of the one. So like it's the one right before the Shure SM7B, I think is what's called. And that's the one that like iHeartRadio used to use. And this one says that it's great for vocals and has all that. The only thing that you can't do is like lyric, like it's not for like rock and roll singing or rapping. Because I guess the plosives would be too much,
The plosives.
or like screaming into it.
No,
So-
Pill. James, I gave James the PS5, and Zach didn't even send the old PS5. He bought a new one and sent me the new one, and then I gave that to James.
Anyway, a tutorial on how to reload. Nobody tell Danny. It's slightly offensive, frankly.
He found out, guys. Run.
Um,
All right, 121. Oh,
let's
shoot.
go way
What
back
the
down
heck?
to the beginning.
122.
We'll have to blast
Pill,
through some of
the
these.
sound is nauseating. Well, I'm glad that Tisha's taking this playthrough seriously. It's like the speaker was at one end of a PVC pipe and the microphone was at the other. James is always nailing it in this tiny cubicle. 122 episodes from Zach, TJ Slisher. I got the length of an old soap opera.
Yeah, it's been going for as long as some soap operas. Like, I mean, you know, how many episodes did Days of Our Lives run for? I mean, I'm pretty sure that we
Probably
beat
a
that record.
thousand.
Wow.
You got to remember that those were every single day for 1 hour, 20 or 30 years.
That feels like Elden Ring then. It's worth mentioning on the audio front that I think James has decided to take the Go XLR out of the mix to try and avoid the problems that he's been having.
Well,
You guys are not ready for this number.
what
There's
number?
14,000 episodes of Days of Our Lives.
How many
the same
episodes of Coronation Street have there ever been? Which is the longest running
one?
UK one.
No one's
Knows what
heard of that.
is.
Yeah.
No, they absolutely well done. Let me find out.
I'm Googling it. Stop. 10,230.
Oh, you got us
Not
beat
that
then?
many.
Wow, you
Yeah.
must have been pumping out Days of Our Lives for fun. Absolutely crazy.
I think it started in 1965. That's the deal.
1960 Coronation Street started. That's why I thought I'd ask.
Oh. But
Days
you
of-
guys have shorter.
I guess. Well, we
You
only
guys have
broadcasted
vacation.
like
You guys
3
give your
days of
actors
the week.
vacations and stuff. Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
5 days a week. We're talking no vacations, no nothing.
Yeah,
The
no.
only way out is to get killed off in the show or
Yeah.
out of the show,
or actually get killed off.
which doesn't always mean that you're gone because you just, they pull you back in.
Yeah. It's like, was it like Joey and Friends where they like found a way to bring him back by sewing his brain back into his corpse or something? I'm guessing that didn't happen.
What happened in Friends?
Because Joey was an actor on Days of Our Lives, wasn't he? And then he got killed off, but then they brought him back into it by like uncovering his corpse or something.
Oh, but not in the show Friends.
Not in the show Friends, but
Days
in
of-
the show Days of Our Lives, in
Okay.
the show Friends.
That totally lines up. I mean, that stuff happened all the time. One person dies, their twin brother shows up, and it turns out their twin like that is
Yeah.
what soap operas are about, and I love that part of soap operas.
It's
But
bad.
if that happened one time in Friends, my mind would have been blown.
Well, timely Friends reference. Pill wants to know what was wrong with the sound. Did we ever figure it out?
It's something to do with the Go XLR. In the past, when my voice sounded robotic, you told me that it was happening. In this occasion, you didn't hear any issue with
I
it,
couldn't
and
hear
neither
it,
did
no.
I. So it wasn't until I got to the editing that I heard it. I don't know what it was, but it was the same robotic sound that had happened to my voice, but the robotic sound happened to the game. It wasn't quite as bad because it was almost like there was a slight echo or something, but I don't know. What I did find out today, and I should have done this a long time ago, but I looked into my drivers, and my audio driver for Realtek on the laptop I record on was out of date in like 2021. And then also like there was a few things that were completely out of date. So I've updated all of my drivers, and I don't know. I'm a little worried. The problem is that like I was gonna just stop using the Go XLR, but if we're gonna record Elden Ring co-op, which is what we've been talking about, then I would still want to play it on my new laptop and then record it on the old laptop, which the Go XLR would be hooked up to that. The other thing, I guess I could swap my regular board back and forth, but I don't know. I'm seeing if all of the updates to the drivers help it. But yeah, so there's 2 videos in a row with the same issue because we didn't hear it. But you can push play on the video. It doesn't sound as bad as the vocal issue.
You can indeed push play on the video.
I mean, I'm just saying if there's a timestamp on there to show Morgan what the sound was.
I think it was near the end, yeah.
Well, that was quick.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did a lot of damage to him in one rally, you know?
I think your voices are okay. I think it's the game audio.
The voices are okay. That time it was just the game audio.
Wait, is it possible that you have BBD? People are like, oh yeah, it just relaxes you. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I'm good.
Can you
Stop doing that. It's awful.
You asked me to put it on.
I did ask her.
Is it possible that you had the game audio doubled on the timeline?
It's absolutely possible, but the next time I recorded it stopped. So like I don't know if it was just like an unplugging, replugging in. I couldn't recreate the issue. So I don't know. It's hard to say because that didn't happen when we recorded, because I didn't know about this problem when we recorded our next video. But that problem didn't it's hard to
Phil
say.
still hasn't unpacked what you've been doing. Yeah, so James plays on one laptop, records on another laptop, and he streams the information from one to another.
I mean, it's just like instead of saying I have a new laptop, it would be like a PS5, and I put it into a capture device that puts it onto my old laptop that then records it or streams it and does all that, because then it takes all the work off. And that makes it.
Which one are you talking on Discord on?
All on my old laptop.
Yeah.
Well,
so all of the recording stuff goes into there, and it can handle that easily. The only problem is I used to play it on the new laptop that I have with Elden Ring, and sometimes it would stutter and like the game would get laggy and this and that. That issue has stopped now that I recorded on the other computer.
As my old dad used to say, a shoddy workman always blames his tools.
What?
Anyway, Zach is a real boy, says 122 episodes. We read that one. Ulasals Bonner says the anecdotes are back, baby. It's like James is back riding the bus again. 2 observations. Carver tastes like and the audio sucks. And what is it you like to write about when you do your weekly journaling?
What is it that I like to write about when
you and Aaron meet once a week to journal and write?
Oh, we write sketch comedy. It's not journaling. We've got I spent a good portion of last week recording a sketch that I wrote. I mean, I'm not sharing any of it, but we got a whole new green screen set up. We got new lights, and we recorded here, and it turned out really good. The best recording I've ever done for my apartment.
There it is.
But yeah, we've been writing sketches for about a little over a year now. Well, I guess a year and a half.
Oh. It's me. I like how James spent half the video telling a story about getting high while also being high as hell in this video, as seen by him going in circles without a clue. Also was really hoping to see the next boss fight in this video, but oh well. Bostocks 2K1 1220. Hey Junior, maybe you should bring that to Jarberg. 32. Oh, here we go.
Okay. No, it's not good.
3253 quote of the year for Morgan Jr. Why don't he's calling James Jr. because
I'm a junior.
Why don't you just go to a bar that serves some Pliny or something?
What is Pliny?
It's probably a terrible drug. Did you listen to this, Danny?
No, I'm going to listen to it now.
James almost killed himself on some disgusting something
Drugs.
other.
Kratom either. On drugs.
No, I don't hang out at places that serve kratom.
You would
Kratom.
fit in real good there, though.
I don't think so.
What is kratom?
It's a deadly drug that I had no idea about at the time.
And they serve this at the bar.
Well, it's legal.
He's going to this kava bar,
okay.
and he was like, they're like, oh, do you want to try this? Or he's like, oh, I want to try this kratom stuff, but I want to do a flight of it, which they don't have on the menu. And he was talking.
Yeah.
I remember the story.
Yeah, you're good. You do.
And he was the bartender, I guess, the tea person, was new, so they didn't understand that you're not supposed to drink that much kratom. So James drank an absorbent amount of kratom for no reason. His heart rate went down to nearly nothing, and he almost died. And he didn't go to the hospital. I don't know why.
I was too tired.
He was too tired.
I was too
Well, yeah, you
tired
would be
to go
because
to
you
the
just had a
hospital.
flight of this kratom stuff.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
It was sick.
If your heart,
I had
rate
no
is below
idea.
45, then yeah, you would feel a bit tired, James.
It was well below 45.
What'd you get down to?
I don't remember, but I think it was in the 40s.
I'll be honest with you. The last time that happened to me was when I did a serious injury on my lower back again, about 2-3 years ago. And for some reason, I think through shock or something, my heart rate, I think, plummeted to like 38. And I honestly, it was like the lights were going out. It was like the life was draining out of me. I went grey.
It's exactly what it felt like.
Like you wanna watch yourself, James. That's dangerous territory.
I will never again do that. On several
But
counts,
the
I'm never
fact
going
that
to
it
try.
happened to you at all is ridiculous.
I had no idea. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to drink it.
You were
I thought that the
taking a drug
bartender.
that you didn't know anything about.
I didn't know it was a drug. I didn't know what it was.
Would you think it? Yeah, you didn't know what it was. You don't.
I thought it
just
was like a
start putting
health
stuff in
drink.
your mouth. That's something you learn as a child.
You have no idea what I put in my
I
mouth.
like the fact that not only did the
pretty good
bartender serve you
ideas.
this stuff, but like she didn't even show any concern when you were literally about to die in the corner.
No, he went home and just
Yeah, I
laid
went
down.
He
He drove home and
just
laid
slept it
down
off.
to be.
Oh
Well,
my
I didn't-
god!
I didn't feel anything, Danny, when I was there until I started driving.
Until the kratom kicked in.
I started driving and
You
I
drove
told Aaron I
home.
felt really,
You
felt
drove
really
home.
nauseous. I said I
Fucking
feel
hell.
sick. I said I feel sick to my stomach, and then I started like getting more and more sick to my stomach as we were driving. It's only like a 10-minute drive, but by the time I got home, I thought I was going to throw up, which I probably should have just thrown up. I didn't,
Yeah.
but it felt like the room was spinning. I don't know if you've ever been hungover where the room spins, but usually it spins horizontally. It felt like I was spinning vertically, like flipping in that kind of a spin.
Jesus
And I
Christ!
had to lay down because I was so sick I thought I was going to puke.
Did this?
And that's when my heart rate dropped so low.
Oh my
And
God.
that's also I was having breathing problems and I just
And
couldn't
what'd you
get
do
up.
about it? You took a nap.
I had to go to sleep.
That's the
I had to
last
sleep.
thing you
I
should
was
do.
so tired.
Oh
I
my
was so
God.
tired.
Well, yeah. I
I
mean,
slept
oh
for
my
like
god.
5
I'm so
hours.
cold in the snow. I'm just
So-
gonna lay down and go to
So
sleep.
that's scary stuff, man. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
I
really
mean,
scary.
was this
It was
did
really
this
scary.
10-minute drive take you 40 minutes? Were you driving like me in that State of Decay 2 video? Were you just like going
No, I mean,
just,
it only took. It's a really close drive, and that's why we go to the Kava place. We've been to the Kava place many times, and I've enjoyed it. I like Kava. It's not good for you. I don't drink a lot of it, but it's
But you've
alcohol's
been
not good for you.
Times and you drink it every time you go, right?
Kava, yeah,
It's-
and
Kava
I
is
don't
also
mind
not
Kava,
good for you. We've read
but
about
neither
that.
is alcohol. There's a lot of things that aren't good for me that I drink.
Yeah, but you don't have to drink alcohol or kava or anything.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I don't have to do, and I won't do is I won't drink kratom again. I'm not going to drink it, and like that's period.
I would suggest maybe some therapy so you just feel content in your body as you are.
Well, maybe I've heard they got ketamine therapy. I might try that.
All right, can we get this quote of the year from Morgan?
oh well, I
32,
think
That was it.
I
That
think
was
that
it.
was it. But listen to it,
It's
yeah.
like you don't hang out in places like that.
Kratom.
So you never heard of kratom
Oh.
either, huh?
No, I don't hang out at places that serve kratom.
I think that was the quote of the year.
All right.
Yeah. And
40,
it's a good quote.
It's about the 4th, 5th time you've encountered this, and every time you ask, "What's it do?" I mean,
Well, how about we
fair.
push
It's gonna
play
just
and then
spare
pause
me.
it, and I'll see if I can answer what it does. All right. Curse
Oh my
grown upon a
God.
corpse.
I'm having flashbacks.
Tender pox. Yeah, I
Oh,
have no
really?
idea what
Dung
that does.
cultivates
Cultivates the curse on corpses. By doing so, he. Okay, well, what's it do? It doesn't say what it does. For God's sakes, I'm not the weird one. It needs to say what it does.
The dung eater cultivates the seedbed curse on corpses.
What the hell does that mean? That doesn't mean anything to me.
Just
The
move
dung eater
on.
cultivates the seedbed curse
Just
on
move
corpses.
on.
Yeah, let's move on because that does not make any sense to any of us.
Nod Guardian. Gideon may be right. James the Tarnished may not be able to kill a god on his own, but he can hide behind Tish and poke them in the back while running away. Also, James, you have to be more careful. You can't be degrading your mental acuity any further by drinking drugs that aren't on a menu. Please stick to the menu, James.
They were on the menu. It was just the flight wasn't on the
flight?
menu.
Yeah, the flight was not on the menu.
I didn't know why it wasn't on the menu. I was just curious about the different kinds. There was 4 kinds of kratom, and I was asking about each one because I was going to try one. And she's like, "Why don't you just try the flight?" I said, "It sounds like a great idea."
She suggested it.
Yeah, I said I was thinking that too, but it's not on the menu. And she said, "Yeah, we can do either." So I took it. I said yes.
Wow. She must have really hated you.
Yeah, well, she didn't know, I don't think. Or she's a murderer, and she's been doing this for a long time and hasn't caught up to her because nobody survived.
Do you know what I mean? Be careful, man. Reyes Tucker says, on a weekend, mind blown. Backseat Gaming Studios has finally caught up. Congratulations, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Dan says, Tish, I would stop summoning James. His damage output is not helping you. You better better summons out there.
Jesus. Dang.
That's pretty funny. Hysteria says 2 main bosses and 95 lives. Will he succeed? Is there a set penalty for James if he fails? Maybe uncap stream? He can only end stream when he beats the first tree sentinel without leveling character or weapon, or beating only up Hotline Miami, Getting Over It, Tyler's Ground, and Cuphead. Well, you did it, so I guess
yeah,
Bethesda 1000. So no punishments for you, unfortunately. Although you definitely deserve one. Mikhail Rose says, it's almost over. I can't handle it.
Spartan 10 MFer now is invested in the guy who should have been named Jari. Also, someone needs to tell that barista that's not how you take kratom. 4 flights of kratom is certain disaster. 2454. Okay, never mind. You must have been blitzed to take the advice of the new hire.
I did not know. I didn't know. I didn't know it could be dangerous. It was on a menu. I just figured if it's on a menu, it's fine.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You have to tell me the truth.
Oh, God. Listen, I know you've been in search of a human that is a truthful man, but go on.
Were you or had you lit any candles that day before you got the kratom?
I don't think so, but I can't say for sure.
That's a yes.
If you don't remember, then 100%
Then he 100%
yes.
did it, yeah.
God.
And then, well, here's the truth. I didn't bring any flowers with me to Sedona, so I was only using very tiny vape pen.
That's not an analogy. That's what they are. They're flowers. That's why we say candles.
I know, but what I'm saying is I didn't bring any. I didn't have anything when I was in Sedona for like a whole week, so all I had was a little tiny vape pen that I don't usually use. So I probably
didn't have any of the normal stuff. You had some. I
had some, but it wasn't something that I was using all the time because it was, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's not something that I don't usually use. So I probably wasn't because I didn't.
You don't use wax candles. You use flower candles.
Typically, yes.
On a positive note, I just want to say that I'm pleased that you got invested in Alexander's questline eventually, anyway, even if you didn't know who he was the other week, for which you nearly got fired.
I'll never forget that his name is, what is it?
Jari. Because
what's his real name?
What's his real name?
I think it's Alejandro Bejar.
Anthony, don't fall for that. Anthony Leota, 8320. James should commit and beat these last two bosses without summons. 90-something deaths to beat the last two solo is doable if you commit to learning the fights, James. And then someone cusses at you, and I'm assuming that's Russian.
I'm guessing that didn't happen in the end.
Dark
Well,
Page,
we
I've never
recorded this
completed-
7 days ago, so we wouldn't have heard that at that point.
Is Dark Page 10 years old?
Do I need to translate
Mhm.
this because this is in Russian?
Well, I would do it off
I would-
screen just in case.
Yeah, I will do.
Just
Yeah.
in case.
Dark Page, I've never completed Alexander the Jar quest before, so this was cool to see. Dark Page, was there a sound issue or am I high off kratom?
This just says really cool video.
He'll translate it
It's
for
probably
channel. It's trolling, or not trolling, but spamming.
Probably just spam.
Gideon is everything James wishes he was. That's the truth. I honestly can't believe James summoned for Gideon. He literally just some dude. James drank Witcher potions and is surprised that he almost died. Gosh, dang it. Danger Dad. Steve the Ghost. I feel like I'm the only person who just swung immediately at Gideon and killed him before he finished his speech. Lol. Ralph Murphy. My first time back in Ashtown, I kept running around in circles. I missed a couple of things I found my second time back. Nice strings. 2946. I also got hoodwinked with kratom. A friend gave me some in a tea, said it was herbal supplements, felt dizzy and nauseous for the rest of the day. 0 to 10, do not recommend.
It sounds like lethal stuff. I mean, especially if you
I
have
can't
a
believe
flight
it's
then.
legal. And like after all this happened, I started looking it up, and tons of people die from it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you had like a heart issue or something like that and you just took it,
Yeah,
you'd be done.
Yeah.
it sounds like it's not for me.
Yeah,
No.
please.
For sure.
If you didn't catch that part of it from the story, yeah,
Don't
it's
take
not for
any
you.
kratom, you're good.
Well,
Also, you just don't have to get high all the time.
Not all the time, but every day.
this is Returnal, episode number 2. Pelagius says, well, it's amusing, but with how good James is at catching projectiles, I'm not sure if there's a chance for him to beat this game.
Oh.
That's a tough assessment.
El Mono Mike, a Bloodborne walkthrough would be nice, or a Hollow Knight one. It's nice to see you enjoy the nice features that the new controller has. However, I must agree that they could have done a better job with the battery lasting.
I am
longer.
shocked it only lasts for
charge.
2 hours. That is a very small...
It might be
terrible.
3 hours. I think it depends on the
Yeah,
game. you're
well, even so, like
you can plug it in though, right?
Yeah,
Aren't you sitting,
and that's what I've
2
ended up
inches
doing.
away from it.
And that's what I do, but it just surprised me. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I thought maybe something was broken, but I looked it up and everybody has the same issue.
Ever since I've had like a rechargeable Xbox controller, like I've got the Elite one, and even the other ones, I've never managed to run them flat, like playing video games. Never. Like,
And you just plug them back.
I
in.
just stick, I stick them back
have
on the
ones that
stand
take
after
the
every...
AA batteries.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't
Uh,
run them down on purpose. Like, I'll plug them back in once I'm done. But like, I've played with this thing for like probably a good 7-8 hours minimum, and never once run it.
Yeah,
flat.
when I put the rechargeable AA's in my Xbox controller, it usually lasts me a couple of like 3 or 4 days
Yeah,
before
It lasts me like at least a week, if not 2 weeks of playing.
I
I
cannot
play every
believe the
day.
PlayStation
Yeah.
runs out in a couple of hours. That there's something.
It's crazy.
It's
That's
terrible.
That's wild.
Lex Martell, pump those videos up. It's honestly really fun to see a fresh perspective of someone playing the game and discovering it for the first time. Wabawoo 11. Yes, glad you're making this a series, James. Good luck, buddy. We all may need it.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, I think that's the right one.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I think so. That was a hard one. They all made a little too much sense.
Ulusals Botnet, always appreciate the long videos.
Glad to hear it. Well to go.
Great Azteca.
I
Let's
don't know.
oh.
They're just too good.
Yeah,
The
too
AI
on-
is
on
too
point. It's
smart.
gross. Let's go, Heen. More Returnal. I gave up on the game, but kind of want to get back in because of your videos. What up with that intro, lol?
What did you do
What
to
was
the
the
intro,
intro?
James?
Let's see.
It's gonna just cut off abruptly. I can tell.
This is James from GameFront playing Returnal again. God, I'm addicted.
I don't know. It looked okay to me.
It might have been. I don't know what it was. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Pontificate.
I wonder if I was like jamming buttons and couldn't get the game to start or
We're
something.
not gonna save
I-
this one for the end.
This one is the end, isn't it?
What's that other one?
No, this is the
Oh.
end. This is the one before the end.
Oh, 3 videos. I thought there was only 2.
And now
Man.
the end is near.
Bosox, GK1, 1207 Morgan. Typically, it is the best, but for James and his high level, it's not that great. He probably wants to use the raises the maximum stamina, health, etc. one. He's at a lot of that soft caps and hard caps for certain levels. Yeah. 2250 Junior, you have a sliver of health left, and you say you threw the 110 damage pots because if you get rid of them, you can make better ones. You're 150 hours in this game, and this is what you've learned. Nice, you're finally getting it.
I have no idea if that's
It is. I still don't understand why you don't use the talisman that increases attack power in area of blood loss when you're obsessed with blood loss weapons. I really don't get it. And Pill comes in with some logic. It's James. He thinks there's a magic solution in form of combining whatever spell gear he had laying in his inventory in a certain way that will allow him to easily scale any wall he encounters. While doing that, he eventually learns that the boss, or gets really lucky, which continues to reinforce his mad magic solution mindset of his. Yuck. Bosox with the Zac icon. Weird.
That
Where
is
this
interesting.
player all the time that we see at the 59 minute mark, you all of a sudden can dodge and trade attacks. This is why your gameplay is so baffling. Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to watch that because it's just me doing amazing.
Death by Teacup. Oh, right. Are you only up to Godfrey? I thought you nearly beat it. The Dark Genius. Man, you guys are almost at the end. It's been a long ride that I honestly haven't been here for like half, but it's almost over. Can't wait for the DLC.
Welcome back.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that's a good
welcome back.
reason for me not, because I haven't started a new game plus with that character. If I leave it where it's at, it might be easier to get to the DLC, right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Brad Hahn, James, did you blow out your microphone? Yes.
At the very end of this video, the microphone went out too, because this was the same recording as the other day. So both the audio of the game and I think the game of the audio, but only for like the last few minutes of it.
I'm on a mic 5616 at this point. I don't know what will come first. Ending the game before 1,000 deaths, 2024, or Jib's laptop bursting into flames from overheating. Started with frames problem, then the game audio sounds with echo, and ending with Jib's voice sounding like a robot. 10903, when you listen to your coach, some amazing gameplays can be possible for you, Jibs. Very intriguing ending, everything but boring.
Yeah.
Poor Tish, she can only do so much by herself. 10729. I always had a suspicion that James was actually a bot, but seriously though, the audio was already bad from the previous video, but somehow it got progressively worse in this one. Oh my.
Do we want to watch that?
We can.
Nah.
I mean, the audio problem was that the audio never changed of the game, so the game audio still sounded bad.
But then
and then
you
my
got
voice
bad as
audio
well.
started. Bad.
My instinct is to get far away because I feel like he'll take so long.
Oh, yeah, you've gone full robot there. Fair enough.
But it was it was fine until it got to that point. Like before, because when I edited it, I was like, I don't know, should I redo the ending with? But it's like it's only like 10 minutes of this.
Zach is a real boy. If you want to enjoy the last bit of this playthrough, say goodbye to your hearing. Blue Sal's botnet. Gotta say, this new Robot James guy they hired is much better than the old James. Robot James needs to take a lozenge, but he's a better player than the old guy. The old guy kind of ass gameplay, throwing pots and shit. Don't F with that around here. Oh no, and then Pill's going in. Seriously, what's with the sound these past 2 episodes? Does Danny subtract $50 for every episode botched this bad? First, Eldnord was a grappler. He shouldn't have been named Aura Lux. That awkward moment when boss has enough HP and damage to kill off either Tish or her unassuming summoner. 5617. James PTAI impersonator cracks open under pressure and shows its true robotic nature.
That is where the audio, that's where the changed.
Ken Eric, I knew James was a robot. Your identity has finally been exposed, and what a good friend Morgan is. He pretends that he doesn't notice. At 1:07:42, it's like listening to the CPU working.
I think it is a processing issue.
I mean, I guess it's possible.
Sounds like things are like getting out of sync. Or there's in fact, it might be something related to because you're capturing the audio from the other device. I had the similar thing with keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard, in that you had to set a certain buffer length, and the longer the buffer length, like the more lag there is. So you get like more and more milliseconds of delay the longer the buffer length is, but the shorter the buffer length is, the more likely you are to get glitches like
that,
especially if you run out of memory.
Once too.
Yeah, you kind of know what I'm saying. Like you run out of RAM, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, that could be, but it just doesn't happen very often.
But it seems to be like the longer. It'll. That's probably why it's getting worse over time. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Dark Page 2016, no BS. I was really in awe of that last fight. James was doing his thing. Luis Sandoval, I started this rolling my eyes in frustration, not gonna lie, during the first part, but I'll be damned, James spent the time to actually learn the moveset. By midway, I was sucked in. I was dodging with James in my chair and super into the runs. I didn't want this to end. He was super hot and really making progress. Great job, James. Stay hot, man. You got him in next video. The duality of the Heen from KLJ. Oral decoy Heen, aka baby bottom Heen, all cheese, no gameplay. Gamer Heen actually plays the game. See last few attempts here. Yeah, there's definitely a switch. That's when I re-engaged too, because I was almost out.
I find it interesting that on Discord the other day we were talking about the SAG actor strike. And James basically said that he wasn't able to continue playing the James Heaney character on Gamefront anymore, and that he would have to basically just play normally. And then, interestingly enough, in the last two videos of Elden Ring, he's actually been playing well.
But we've had this fight before. We've climbed this mountain with James multiple times. Is it a bit? Is he trolling? Yes.
I mean, I would get lifetime achievement award for acting if it was a bit.
It's a snowball effect, because you will like do something like not that smart, and then to double down you'll troll, and then if that gets a reaction, your little dopamine drops from whatever sickness you have, and then you're like, oh, I can get the dopamine to drop every time I make this person mad. So then you just keep doing it, and then eventually everyone's like, something's wrong with this kid's brain, and James is like, can't untangle the web that he's weaved, so now everyone thinks he's a dum-dum.
Woved. Sorry, I got my dopamine kick. It was great. I'll take it. All right, my theory. James has taken so many psychedelics. I feel at this point his brain functions in a near four-dimensional space. True. His thought process is no longer a train of thought. Trains run linearly on rails. James' thought plane is now a mountain of spider webs, all wound within and around each other. Simple solutions are now impossible with the amount of pathways his brain is running.
That is essentially what you just said. That is pretty much what Morgan just said.
Well,
you have.
I mean, no, because mine makes sure that the blame is solely on James and his addiction to attention.
Yeah,
this one is about him being, a unwanted participant in the cringy behavior.
Oops.
Woved. What an idiot.
James is fighting the WWE champion of the world and decides to chuck pots at him. Lol. Thanks, Steve the Ghost. Pots are good. The new playthrough that I've started, I'm using a lot of pots.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game.
Oh, doesn't work later?
Nice strings. Well, here we go, boys. It's the last mad dash. A third round in the capital. Oh, this is you. This is a wrap.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Well, here we go, boys. It's the last mad dash. A throw in the capital of Ash. The fashions on point as he slashes the
my
joint.
God.
Godfrey and the he never disappoint.
It's not a
Fight-
little ditty. It's a rap.
Are you sure it's a rap?
Yeah, it's like, here we go, boys. It's the last mad dash. A throwdown in the capital of Ash. The fashion's on point as he slashes the joint. Godfrey and the he never disappoint. Keep going.
I can have a go if you like.
Fighting for the throne.
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah. Can
all
we get
he's
Danny to
got.
finish that up?
Yeah, finish it up.
Do you want me to do the whole thing, or just start from fighting?
Yeah,
from-
yeah, you should go. Yeah, find your rhythm and just go for it.
I really feel like it's folk song, but okay, go ahead.
No, it's not folk song. I've never done a rap
So-
before, but I'll do my best. Well, here we go, boys. It's the last mad dash. A throw down in the capital of Ash. The fashion's on point as he slashes the joint. It's Godfrey and Naheen. They never disappoint. Fighting for the throne with all he's got. A summon and a bonk and a holy pot. The audio quality's starting to rot, but the system's melting because Naheen's just too hot. And think the blue, what you do, the epic journey is almost through.
Oi, 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 oi.
I went South London on that one, but there you go.
Mhm.
Rapper voice. Oi, 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 oi. Ah! That's how they rap. It is true.
It's shit. But
Oi,
least-
oi, oi, oi.
at least it technically counted as a rap. Anyway, Mikhail Rose. That intro was so funny. I don't even know if Jabs was trolling, but him penny pinching his way up to 8,000 souls had me dying from laughter. Why were you penny pinching up to 8,000 souls, James?
I don't know. It was a crazy web that I had woven of deceit. I don't remember. I feel like 8,000 souls. What was I trying to buy?
Trying to level up.
Oh, level up.
Next. Get me out
Here
of
it comes.
Well,
Here it comes.
this is a momentous
Retire
occasion,
me.
you see, because this is where Morgan earns his pen. He's officially heading into retirement. This is the last time we will ever be doing comments on an Elden Ring video.
Aw.
Are you not sad?
that-
Are you not a bit emotional? We've reached this point.
Nope. I'm free. This is freedom. From now on, I'll just be a guest.
All right. Bosock says, wow. Never would have guessed it would have taken that many tries on Elden Beast. Nice job, James. And then Bosock says, you two should pass the controller for Demon Souls. Tish and Morgan? Dan.
I actually have a question. Because obviously you were still doing Godfrey at the start of this video, which is why you've tried to hide the fact that you beat the game in the video title. But how many tries did it actually take you to beat the final boss?
One.
Just the one try.
I had no idea. Had I known that it was the last boss, and had I known, I would have done things differently. I did not know.
On the
I
first,
had Tish on the I had died to the first person before, but then I brought Tish in on the second one, and we beat him. And then it had the next boss come right in. Tish was still alive, and I was kind of really haggard from the first half of the battle. And I wasn't as aggressive as I wanted to be. Had I known that was the last boss, I would have played it a little differently.
Wait, so you died no times to the final boss? You just beat it straight away?
No times to that final
The first
boss.
time that he got to phase 2, he won, but he died to the first boss a couple times.
Oh, I see.
Or
But you
the
beat phase
phase
2
one.
the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that work. I actually found, I can't remember, but I seem to have found phase 1 more frustrating than phase 2, but it definitely took me many tries.
No, phase 2 is way harder for me.
It's hard, but I think once you figure it out, I got lucky in the end. I was just, it was the roll. It was timing the roll through the waves of, what's the gold stuff he fires at you? Josh, he fires at you? Don't know what it's all called.
I
Magic.
don't know. But it
Yeah.
was, I feel like my win was bullshit. I wish I would have known. I would have definitely done it differently.
So
I
you-
have a lot of regrets on that.
So you got lucky.
I've
or
got a
you
lot of
cheesy.
regrets at the end there too. Cheesy
Cheesy.
and
Okay.
lucky. Lucky that he was cheesing in a way that just happened to be the one crux against the final bosses.
Okay.
I was literally looking it up because I was like, I know that they can't be poisoned or anything like that, or so I want to discourage them from doing that. But then it was like, yeah, definitely the only thing that they're weak to is black flame, and I was like, oh god. Here we go.
Dark Page would like to know what there even is to watch on this channel anymore. Now that Elden Ring is finished.
Well,
The nice thing about YouTube is that there's a lot of channels. You can go to wherever you want.
this is the last channel.
Just start at
Everything
A and
else
work your
is
way
getting
down, if
shut
you know what I
down.
mean.
We'll be doing some new stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Pill says the bicycle story went from me. Oh, was this you complaining about the bicycle seat?
Well, this was
No.
when the bike actually broke.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because the bike broke, and I actually mistold the story. So on Sunday night, I drove my car, and I had to pay $11. Monday, I did not have I used my wife's bike, Aaron's bike, to go up there. So I didn't get the new pole, I think, until Wednesday. So I gave the wrong timing frame of it. But yeah, this story was told on Monday when I had only broken the bike. I had not gotten the new seat post.
Mm-hmm. The bicycle story went from me assuming it's an alien abduction to it turning out to be a story about James almost losing his anal virginity to a bike seat post.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Did the bike seat just fall off and then
He
you just
starts
sat
by
down on the
saying that he's
pole?
he was in a bike accident. I was like, holy crap. I was like, you were wearing your helmet, right? And he's like, no.
I did have my helmet in my backpack, though.
Oh, it was in his backpack. What was it protecting?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a dumb idea to put it in the backpack. It was stupid. I just forgot to put the helmet on.
I mean, you bent. I'm like 90% sure you bent the whole frame.
Probably at least the hole, but I could go grab it really quick. But the actual bike post cracked, and it has like a jagged, cracked top. It was crazy, and I found out what it was. I forgot who I was talking to, but somebody worked me through the science, because my previous bike pole had bent.
No. Let's move on.
Okay. Basically,
get
I
it.
bought the hardest one, and of course that's why it shattered, because I bought the hardest metal and it cracked instead of
you
bent.
split the world or whatever. Great. Disgusting fight, but you kind of done it. Good job. Mono Mike, congratulations, Jib. Hysteria says, thanks, Tish, for this expert walkthrough. You melted the Elden Beast. Congratulations, James. If you really want to play in co-op, I recommend Seamless Co-op mod from Nexus Mods. Boo. Personally, I'd rather see Morgan upload a playthrough of Demon's Souls, completely blind, without the help of chat.
Oh, that's interesting. No chat, but chat is how I get good at games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's my secret weapon.
So we both installed the Nexus that co-op mod, and it we haven't
Install
actually.
is a strong word for what we did.
I mean, it is installing it. Yeah, you have to drop it. And surprise, surprise, Morgan. Mods are not that difficult to install.
Yeah, right.
They're not.
You're not try and ban me, Copper.
Well, there's a lot of cool things about it. We haven't tested online, but right when we finished the walkthrough last week, Morgan and I tried to do a co-op playthrough, but we spent like 45 minutes just trying to summon each other. And it just got to the point where it was like we got summoned once, but it was like
to take some of the steps that were necessary.
It was very hard. It was very hard. And this co-op seamless mod will make it allegedly really
seamless.
easy.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it'll make it seamless.
If you've installed it
can't
correctly.
wait. But what I didn't realize is if you have the regular co-op, people are going to phase in and out every time you get past certain points. This just allows you to stay connected.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if it works the way that it claims that it works, it's going to be nice.
You have to be careful with mods because you might get banned, right? And I assume you have to be online for this to work.
Well, the nice thing about this is when you load the mod, you're loading a whole different network. So you're not actually playing with regular people. You're only playing with people that have the seamless co-op.
So I
mod.
guess you don't get the messages.
And they say, do
and
not try to change your save. Because if you try to port your other save into it, or vice versa, you're going to get banned. But as long as you keep, as everything works by itself, all of your, because when you load up the seamless mod, none of the previous saves show up. You have to start a new game.
Okay, that makes sense. So it has its own service.
Yeah, so it works great. Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah.
which is nice, and then you don't get banned. But they do warn you if you try to like take your save from somewhere else and bring it in.
Yeah,
or
so
vice
you're going to have
versa,
to do a new
you will get
save when you
banned.
install the mod, and then when you uninstall
Mhm.
the mod, you're going to have to not use that save, basically, because then...
Yeah, well, I don't think from my because I've played the seamless mod and played the game afterwards. The seamless mod saves don't even show up in the regular. So in order to load the seamless mod, I've been loading the game from the Nexus mod thing, which I don't know if you reached out, but it sounds like we are not going to be able to get them to host it on GameFront. So it's unfortunate we can't just get it from GameFront. But it is a super easy mod to install.
Well, you're launching it from where? Not just the exe.
You can launch it from the exe, or if you launch it from, you might not have Nexus mods installed, but I've been
I
using mods for a while. That's how
They have they have a mod installer called Vortex.
Vortex.
But I don't wish to
Awkward.
promote the competition. Zachary Bell, number 369, says Dark Souls 1 is still my favourite game, but Demon Souls would be good. Morgan could experience it. Demon Souls was the first walkthrough I watched on GameFront years ago. Also, great job. You really got to experience almost every mechanic they introduced. Couldn't agree more.
It's an interesting take.
Steve the Ghost says, great job, Jimmy. You showed all those unbelievers. More to come. He was so happy in this video too. It was fun to watch him. Were you relieved? What was the sense of relief on both of your faces?
Complete
once this-
surprise. It was kind of like the end of a vacation where you've spent your last day at this wonderful thing and you realize it's over. You're a little sad, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have closed my eyes the whole time I was on that scary ride. If I would have just opened them, I would have survived also. And I would have maybe gotten closer to 1,000 deaths, but certainly not over. But
Does
I'll never
anyone
know because I...
Does anyone mention that you X out of the final scene?
There is nothing after that. I tapped one button, and it was during the credits. I wasn't like I quit out of it. If there was something like, usually it's like, oh, a button prompt will show up like, do you want to skip or something like that. This was just one tap of a button and it ended the credits.
You skipped the credits.
But usually,
Rude.
Skip the credits.
How rude.
not on purpose. But even in like boss fights, you tap the button and then it'll tell you to push something else to skip. I just tapped a button and it didn't give me any other option. It skipped.
Michaela Rose, congratulations, Jabs, and congratulations, Morgan, for surviving. But honestly, thank you both for this wonderful, beautiful journey. I can't believe it's over. It feels like it just started, and I'm definitely going to miss this and you both. Thanks for all the hard work and the 124 videos. Ha 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 ha.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. I mean, they haven't died. They will still be on the channel, I assume. But still.
You assume.
You assume.
But we are dead to him.
Oh
The
my God.
end fashion gear makes Jabs look like an absolute psychopath. It's true.
I want to see what you look like when you sat down on the
He-
throne. I want to see how you
looks
were
like
dressed.
a freaking madman.
Where is it? Guess you did a bit afterwards. Does he sit down after the credits or is it before?
I think this is where he presses the button first. Because this can't be the only. This is the only Ronnie scene, right?
No, but there's a bit where you sit down on the throne, right?
Well, this is the fight.
Maybe that not with this ending. I don't know.
I think wait,
Oh, is there
go back,
different endings?
go back to the end of the fight.
The end of the fight. Right back to out there.
No, this is This is still after the fight. I think
No,
there
this
was
is
a heads up.
I don't know. What? We'll look behind you too.
I mean, it's an interesting outfit.
Should I sit?
Summoning thing? No, oh, I'm not talking about sitting. There's a blue summoning thing. Like stand over that and see what that says.
Summon Ranny.
Wanna-
I liked
Do
Ranny.
you want to summon? Do you want you can either summon Ranny, mend the Elden Ring, or use the Death Prince mending rune.
What are you dressed as anyway?
I was
Just
dressed as
trash.
good as I
You just
could.
put the trashiest trash you could get on.
You kind of look like you've got barnacles growing out of you.
Yeah.
It's the Dung Eater's armor.
Ah,
Ugh.
so
Yes,
you're
no,
literally
yes, see?
you're literally dressed up as a dung shoveler.
With the
Mhm.
bleed hat. It is insane.
I mean, I don't know if I think I must have got a different ending to you because
Gotta be friendly still.
You did.
You got the better ending. That's the real
This
question.
is the first time I've seen this. I've done the Frenzied Flame, and I did the something else, but I've never seen the Ronnie one.
Well, I mean, congratulations on unlocking a unique ending at least.
Thank
He's
you.
about to not do it. That's why I had to talk him into it. All right, back to the comments.
Tish, holy crap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so
It's
Tish,
literally
did Tish carry you? I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it later because it feels like Tish
The
carried you
last
through.
fight, yeah, like it's very weak to Black Flame, and I had no idea. It's crazy.
Ulisar's Botnet says Morgan should get to pick the next game, in my opinion. I think that's a very fair point.
Yeah,
Did you pick the next game?
it's gonna be. Yeah, it's a very realistic video game YouTube channel simulator. Super realistic. It's like you simulate running a YouTube channel like that's focused around video games. It's next level.
There is a game like that, I'm pretty sure. Forget the name of it. It may
This
very
one's
well
more
be
realistic.
just.
It's a little bit more real.
Yeah. Brad Hahn, is this a guy or a girl? Well done, James. Being the law master that you are, you should know that the answer is yes.
Oh, James Wilson gets it. My disappointment at the way this ended is immeasurable. Audio issues, James cheesing, like count the ways that this was the most
This video didn't have
biggest
audio issues.
124 video letdown.
I mean,
Ugh.
James Wilson
Rough.
is first time commenting just to express how they've ridden this journey from beginning to end, and for it to have ended after a year and a half of build up in this way is clearly disappointing to them.
Bad. It's rough.
Tragic stuff. Brad Hahn says, "Now go fight the magic."
Storytelling.
Yeah. Now go fight. Oh, you didn't fight the magic golem in Khaled yet. Oh dear. You seem to have missed stuff out, James.
Did you beat the magic golem?
Did I beat the magic golem? I think I might have done.
I mean, I don't know of the magic golem, so
I can't remember.
can't say
I'll be
did
honest.
I mean, obviously, Brad would know if I did.
I can't remember myself, so I might be throwing stones from glass houses, as my old dad used to say. Reyes Teca says, 5117, it was a great joke, Morgan. Too bad Mr. Heen had to be all concentrated and couldn't enjoy it. I assume it's what you're trying to say?
Watch it. We should do it. It's pretty funny.
5117. Sorry.
Gotcha.
There we go.
That's harsh. I mean, if this was my run, I'd have a lot of blues.
It's pretty good.
Wait, keep going. That wasn't the end of it. Because it'd make me depressed, you know?
Well, we got it. You didn't need to explain
No
the
reaction.
joke.
Did you get it? Because you said nothing.
I didn't get it in the
Ever.
video because I was in the. I got it now.
There's a ton of
Look at
focus
that
on his
face.
face. Look at him. He is about to have a heart attack. Have you been drinking that stuff again?
That exchange is not worth it.
No, I agree.
He's on Kratom. All right,
Drinking Kratom again.
bye bye. But that's the level of banter that James and I are working with at all times.
Well, this is boss fight banter. There's a difference. Boss fights are hard for me to banter. Did that hit?
No, you
Danny,
have to do
stop
it when
this.
he.
Sorry.
You're a monster.
I was enjoying
That's
it. Sorry.
boss fight banter. I can't focus. Like I am like that's a hard. That's the last boss of the game, and you give a really good joke, but it was a thinker.
Was it a thinker? And then I explained it.
Yeah, and I like all
Just
of
tell
it.
me it's a bad pun or like
It's
you're trying
not
to
a bad
concentrate
pun.
or something.
It's funny. It was very funny.
Kamikaze's level of commentary, Kratom.
It's
Just like trying to keep your heart going.
No, I mean, in fairness, we do criticize James for telling stories when he needs to focus up. So it's probably fair that he should have been focusing and not laughing at your jokes. But it was still a very, very, very funny joke.
I wish we could get a supercut of James just ignoring what I've just said, like just not reacting at all, and then just start talking about.
we could potentially do that.
And being like, "What are you talking about?" I heard
Or
you,
video.
I just react to say anything about it, or do like there was no signs into the external world where we all live together.
Or video 125 turns out that you were dead the whole time, and like that's why I wasn't reacting to you. You're just a ghost.
Yeah.
I have
Your Bruce Willis moment.
news fresh off the press from Pill. I did beat the Magic Golem, so sorry, James, you haven't finished the game yet.
He skipped a bunch of stuff. He didn't fight the last 3 rotted worm guys to get the Erd Tree 3. He didn't do a lot of stuff. Turns out he's not very good.
Oh my god.
101.23. Look at that. The final boss's health just melting. Tish, fair, and balance. Anyway, a win is a win, and this playthrough only took like a year and a half, so well done. Also, I really wish you guys will come back to Dark Souls 2 co-op now that the servers are back online, but I doubt Morgan will do it, so I don't know what's next until the Elden Ring expansion is out. Edit, an Elden Ring co-op playthrough would be fun to watch if that's what you guys will do next. I think we will.
Yeah. I mean, I have been playing so much Elden Ring this week since I beat it. I've just been having so much fun with it. I love the game. It is, as of now, my favorite Dark Souls game.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous because I haven't played in so long. I don't think I'm going to be as good as I used to
Well,
be.
it was funny because when we were trying to get together, you were having a hard time remembering what buttons did what when you were in your own game.
Yeah.
But you'll pick it back
I
up
wasn't,
in a minute.
100 hours into it or anything.
Yeah.
Isaac Sims, excited for the next chapter of Gamefront. Happy it's all over. Well done. Maybe I passed the control of Demon Souls. Personally, I'll keep my fingers crossed for something out of the norm for you guys, like a Dragon Quest 11 walkthrough. Excited for whatever's to come. I don't know about those Dragon Quest games.
I played. Dragon Quest is Dragon Warrior, right?
What?
Dragon Quest is what, like, Dragon Warrior was the first one, and then the actual game is Dragon Quest. They changed the name of it.
I don't know.
I beat Dragon Warrior 1. It was probably one of the first games I ever beat in my life.
Always good.
Yeah, Dragon Warrior is Dragon Quest.
Jogdor with the hard-hitting facts. Congrats, James, but no more Elden Ring, please. At this point, I no longer care that summons carry James through all of the actual tough end bosses because I've just been over it. Dark Souls 3 was the last Souls game James actually put effort into beating. Yeah, amen. This was a coast job, and I genuinely hope FromSoft removes spirit summons next game and just balances bosses accordingly. I'd like a Morgan run through either Demon Souls Bloodborne with James as COA guy. Guy that's there to banter with. On James's end, I'd like to see a Sekiro run with Morgan as coach. Just stay away from Elden Ring at least until the DLC. James,
what?
You want to prove that you're good at Souls games?
Yeah.
You gotta beat Sekiro. As the only man in this group right now that's beaten it, I have to recommend it highly.
Okay. I'll do it.
That's a hard no.
No. It's a hard yes. The only reason I stopped was because my computer was giving me such a hard time.
Can you get it on PlayStation?
Like it, then you made excuses.
Well, we could get it on PlayStation, but I've already played it on my laptop. My laptop plays it great. My old computer that was a tower, it just wouldn't play on there. It was crashing. It was all sorts of problems. But I played, I'd say, an hour or so, or maybe 2 hours of Sekiro on my new laptop.
Do you still have your original save game from when you played it last time?
No, I don't. I mean, I highly doubt I have that. But yeah.
Do you think you could beat it?
I hope so. I found that it was difficult, but it reminded me of like, Dark Souls mixed with Bloodborne. You know what it reminds me a lot of, which I don't think you've played yet, but I played with some friends. I think it's called Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, the PlayStation 1 game. It's a lot like that, I've heard. Which is
PlayStation 1?
There was a PlayStation 1 game which was a lot like that.
Oh, there's a PlayStation 5 game called that. I didn't know it was a reboot.
324 typing this from my jail cell. Thanks for that, Jebs. It was awesome getting to meet you and MacLeod. That definitely did blow our fucking minds. Is he from the East Coast? And getting to finally show you how the rhymes are supposed to sound. Congratulations. Wait, he told you how they're supposed to sound and you still didn't know how to do it?
I did. It's folk. Like I said.
Is that what he said?
No. It was rapped, but he's in a folk punk band.
Yeah.
But you're right. The lyrics are supposed to be rapped. But he's also in a folk punk band.
Congratulations on finishing this grand adventure. Can't wait for the DLC.
I was thinking of Tenchu. Not
Stealth Assassin. That game's fun.
That
was a really good game.
But it had Sekiro vibes from what I recall. Oh, apparently Sekiro started out as a Tenchu game. I guess they repurposed it.
Oh.
Weird.
Yeah, but in any event, I remember watching Morgan's live streams of Sekiro, especially the final bosses, and it looked tough. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have done it.
You gotta flex on the haters, you know.
That's it. That's the end. That's the end of Elden Ring. For now, anyway.
I mean, we're gonna hit it again. I'm sorry that people are tired of it, but James is also making other content. So there's that, and there'll be some Elden Ring mixed in.
I'm going to try and make more content with Zach as well, so we're going to get back to it next week. He's just been moving house. Well, he's not actually been moving house. He's been moving everything out of his house to then move it all back in again.
Marie Kondoing?
Well, he said he was remodeling, whatever that means. And so I was like, oh, you mean like doing a bit of that feng shui? And
no, I think what it is, he used to do modeling work and he quit for a while. I think he's remodeling.
He's remodeling.
Yeah. So he's doing something. But once he's got his apartment fixed up, we'll get back to it. Will Morgan's daily streams return? I would like to think so one day, but it seems unlikely based on his current facial expressions.
Morgan streams win. That's the question.
That's what people want. They want you back. I miss your daily streams. I'm on it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I miss them too. That's it.
What if we dive? What if we divert James's £50 editing fee, which he clearly hasn't earned recently, and divert them to doing a daily Morgan stream? £10 a day, 5 days a week.
£10 a day, 5 days a week for 2 hours.
And
that's $2.50 an hour.
What? How is it $2.50 an hour for 2 hours? It's $5 an hour for 2 hours. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Yep. You see the cogs turning there in his old brain box.
I don't know.
And then each one is $2.50. Each hour is $2.50.
No, and £10 a day.
Oh, a day?
Yeah.
Got it. Now I got it. Now I got it. We'll think about it.
Okie dokie. Sweet. I mean, well, that's it. Another one in the bag. Unless there's anything else we wanted to bring up, I guess we can all go home early.
Not that I know of.
Nope. Sweet. Right.
Sick.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.